Hi, how are you today? I guess it's 7th. My hair is a mess. I washed it, and when I wash it, it just gets fuzzy. And that's not funny. Anyway, here's what I look like somehow. And I'm going to go out and try to walk. I might go down by the river just because. You know, a lot happens in a week and a half. Let's see if it's too cold out here. I don't know if I said this is low, but you guys should know that. Or you will in a minute or two. Okay. See, it's a little breezy. And what I was just saying is the trees were just getting beautiful when we left, okay? And so now they're on the tail end of things. They're all droopy and brown, and those will be waiting to be blown down. And I didn't bring water, so I don't want to get too far away from the house. But I was thinking we should go down by the river. Talking about praying in a grove of trees. He went out into the woods to pray. He didn't just, he made sure he had no distractions. And when you read that thing, Joseph Smith was between 14 and 15 years of age, because every day we're growing older. And don't know how to explain that. Nevertheless, that's what he said. First he said 15, and then as you read, he said 14 going on 15 type of thing. He was in between the years of 14 and 15. That's a young guy. Think about it. But that's the best way, and he did do what was said. In James, the Epistle of James, an epistle is a letter written to somebody, like they would send letters between the churches that they set up. From the apostles on down, they would send letters, instructions. That was way back, 2,000 years ago. Anyway, what was the point of that? I really don't know. I'm sorry. I know I've been looking kind of not so cool lately, so don't get worried. It's my laziness showing. I guess that's what it is, because when you compare me to my Miss Nancy, she's got it going on. She likes to be pretty. And I like to be pretty too, but I just haven't had a reason to be. I think that's what it is. Your excitement level and all that stuff. Motivation. That opposite sex thing. And I guess you guys who like the same sex thing are supposed to be opposite sex. But I can understand. Because when you can't get what you need in life, you got to get it somewhere, right? I know that probably didn't sound good. I'm looking up there at that mountain. I'm walking over towards the mountain. Now here's that path that goes down by the river. But that mountain looks so good, but you guys probably wouldn't see it. And I don't know what Nancy did to make it where you could see it. You go to take a picture and then you tap something and it enlarges it, I guess. I don't know what it does. I gotta find out what that is. But I have been, I should go down by the river and see the woods. But I should have had my drink with me too, because I need to drink. Okay, so speaking of drinking, it's okay, guys. What am I trying to say? I'm going all over the place because there's potholes and there's future potholes, so the ground is all Willy Wonkas. Okay, I'm almost there. I forget what I was saying though. Little dog. He's a nice doggy because he didn't continue to be disturbed. Maybe you could hear it in my voice. Okay, let's get down to lower ground. Now, which way do I want to go? This way is the alley, but it's a path. They've made it into a path so you can go for a walk. And then, I know I'm just getting all over the place. I was talking about motivation and electricity and excitement, and wanting to be beautiful for your person and all that stuff. So yeah, I changed it to your person. Anyway, you just shouldn't do that, okay? I really hate losing people. My people has been going up and down. And it's because I introduced myself too. Well, I gave my card to a lady at the airport. And I gave my card to the lady at the other airport. In other words, when we left to go to where Dad was in Arizona, we got plane tickets, okay? And Nancy wasn't able to get on with me. So I was in the seat behind her, but I was not with her. Is the point. Okay, here's the woods still. Look at all them trunks. The briars are not cool, but it would help stop people from running after you if you were in there. What would I think about that? There's pretty grass. I'm just kind of stumbling around, and I love those trunks. Those trunks are whitish. That one's got a shadow, okay, because it looks burnt. Anyway, I'm just going to walk back here a little bit. I'll find my way back. It's been nice to be here with Nancy Caroline and her family. I'm not sure what I'm doing. I know that I have to accomplish some things. And which way should I go? I think I'll go to the left. It looks more woodsy, but I really should probably go to the right. Dad would say, turn right and go straight. And he's correct. That'll take me to a trail that's down by the river. Okay, look at the leaves. Take me to the river. So those are blackberry bushes. I wonder if there's anything left. I don't know how long they keep producing. I don't see any, but they're probably there hiding. Or they've all been picked by the birds or whoever. Blackberries are pretty sweet. Let me see, what should I do? Okay, I'm not sure. So, what do you think? I'll go down the left side just a little bit. So really what it does is it puts you into the middle of a briar patch. Yeah, so you can see the woods over there. So this is inside a part of it. But I am going to go back and take the other path. See, they don't have a whole lot of leaves left up there. They were floating down when I was here last. You know, you can look up and a couple, three would float down. I want to go this other way. I'm going to go to the right and then go straight. I might not go very far. It's so far there is. There's a place that's really steep. That was the place we went first. But when you got up to the top of that, I don't know if I want to do that. Except for the woods was really pretty over there. I need to watch what I'm doing. I just stumbled over there's some stone. Some stone in the road. It's going by a waste treatment plant. Let's see, okay, here's what I'm doing here. Those blackberries have been picked over by the animals. That's good. You know, I did a video. That last video, I looked terrible. It's in the middle of the night. I shouldn't have put it on there. And I thought about it, and I thought, well, you know what? There's good stuff in there, so I'll just put it on there. So I'm sorry. Ugly contest. But the beauty is within people. And beauty comes from knowing who you are and your purpose in life. And sometimes I do get carried away talking. I don't want to go to the river, and I certainly don't want to climb that thing. So we might just make it that far. At least I'm close to being in the woods, right? I haven't got down to the part where I have to climb up, which is still probably good for me. I am going to start doing that Zumba. Just have to have, about a 4 foot. I would say even if you could have 6 feet, that would be good. Area, 6 foot diameter or 6 foot rectangle. Square, 6 foot square. To do the steps to the music and to get the benefit. All right, so that could be a little camping area in there. And up there is the waste treatment plant. I don't know if they have their office in there or if it's the building over there, because this is probably like the county's stuff. I want to know if there's any blackberries. They probably disappeared. I'm going to walk a little bit anyway and just try to keep an eye out. Okay, so I don't know what's happening with me. I have to talk to my daughter and see about making plans. The thing is, I have to do everything around these treatments. And if I have treatments in Philadelphia, I'm going to ask about that. You should be able to, but what that is they don't want to put you to somebody else for that treatment. When the treatment has already been, it's already been diagnosed, they know it's working, they know what I need. And just like, I know I've said it before, there's dialysis places set up. When you're traveling, you can go to get your, whatever it is you do. I guess you have dialysis performed. So they hook you up to a machine and clean you out. That's a quick version, and I'm not sure if I'm right. But they have to clean out the poisons in your body. I think that's part of it. Okay, here's somebody. I can't tell where they are. And there is a piece of wood that's across the road back there. All right, so what should I do now? Okay, what I think is if I go down that road, if I go down that way, it'll just be some more woods. And then if I go this other way, it's going to take you to a place where and I can't climb up like that. So I wonder if I'm going to find my way out. I just want to go to the woods because, I don't know how many more times I'll get a chance to do that. And I have enjoyed it quite a bit. I love it here. You know. You can't miss what you haven't had. But you can miss the thought of it. But no matter how good your imagination is, I don't think I started to say I don't think it competes with reality. the physical touch, the emotion. We have the emotion, but there's a lot that we don't. Hey, I see a blackberry. I see a blackberry. I don't know, man. I'm gonna get a purple finger. Hey, are there any ants? It might could have been a little bit sweeter, but it was still not bad. The shades help protect from the sun, but it makes it a little bit hard to see sometimes. Okay. The woods. In the thick of it. Okay. I don't know. I hate to see you guys come and go. I have to rhyme, you know. Somehow I need to do some editing and let you guys know who I am. If you get on new and then you just go from right now, you'll probably think I'm a Looney Tune. And you may be right. Okay, there's ferns. And leaves are all over from falling. More blackberries. Way over there. So you have to climb up that little raise there to get to the river. And get to the road that goes by the river. So I'm on the lower path. Take me to the river. I might could go up that. No, it's a little bit steep. But anyway, I'm just going to walk a little bit, turn around and go back. Children will be home soon. I was going to try to do Zumba, but I think I can make an area in my room to, even if I'm just doing half of it. Okay. In other words, you stand in one place and you walk in place and then you do some stretches, you know, so you don't really have to have a lot of room. Except for, oh my, there's a lot of stones there that you can't see. I'm going to trip all over the place. Wow. That is not good for my back. Okay. Sorry. It's just maddening when you don't see something that's dangerous, right? Like I've been telling you people about the dangers out there. You already know. But there's the up and coming new generation that maybe they don't know. They just think they're invincible. They are for a time, as long as accidents don't happen and stuff. All right, well, it's beautiful, but I can't be tweaking my back like that because I tweaked my back at my brother's. I didn't see the step. I did not see the step. It was in a blind spot where I was coming out of the house. And I had my attention somewhere else because there was like a construction site. Melanie was making doors, and so she had it partially done, and it was laying on the carport because it had rain and stuff. I'm trying to watch for these blocks. They're big old stones. You could get stuck in between them, is what I'm trying to say. The leaves have kind of covered them up, so it's not like they're just obvious to see. But the point is, I don't need to be tweaking my back. I did not fall, but I was going to fall. I was able to catch me. So when you do that, you know, your bones are all tweaking. And so I just did it again, walking on this path covered with leaves where you can't see the rounded stones that's underneath. And they are, you know, what, 6 to 8 inches and bulging. And then I don't know how to explain it. Just I know that I was tripping over it. Da-dum. Okay. I need to write it out so I can read it correctly. Write it out different. Okay. So I looked up, I was trying to look up the hymns for the children because they have some really sweet songs in there that I could just read. It wouldn't take that long, and it tells you a story. Anyway, so I found them, and it was a song that I didn't think I knew, but then there was earphones. You touch the earphone, and it sings it to you. Wow. So I listened to it once, and I did know that song. I don't know if I know it well enough to just sing it, but I did find myself having a hard time keeping the words with the right verses, meaning that you're reading it. So you go down and you read the first line. So you go to the next thing in the first line, and so on. Then the next verse, you go to the second line, and go down and do all the second lines. Well, that was confusing to me. I was having a hard time with that. So what I'm saying is maybe I'll take and write it out on a piece of paper where the verses are together so that you don't get confused and mix up the second verse with the verse and stuff like that. No, there are some really, I don't know if I'd want to sing them all, okay, but there's certain ones that I found really special. And I think it's been special to a lot of people I didn't know. It's in the Primary Children's Hymn Book. I don't know what the name of it is. I'll tell you the words that it starts with. It's Heavenly Father, are you really there? And do you hear and answer every child's prayer? Some say that heaven is far away, but I feel it close around me as I pray. Well, I made it through without crying. That is an improvement. See, but I did not do it with the music too. Music might make it sweeter. There's, that's one verse. There's a couple more, I think. And then there is another song called I Am a Child of God. It would be nice if every child born could live in that type of a family scenario where they're treated like they are of God. I'm talking about those poor little ones that don't get the love. I wonder if I headed the right way. Okay, there's the fence. Easy to get lost in the woods, especially when you're not paying attention. Okay, so I was talking about that song. I wish I could remember the rest of the words. Some say that heaven is far away, but I feel it close around me as I pray. I got cold chills. That tells you anything. Okay, there's another fern. It is pretty, especially when you can compare to where I lived. It was a wheat farm. Part of it was wheat farm, part of it was pasture for cows. No trees. I want some trees. I mean, I don't want this many trees, but I do have fond memories in the woods in North Carolina because North Carolina had a lot of woods too. And we were really close to the coast. We got to go to the river, but I was afraid of it. I was afraid of drowning. Really sad because I need to swim like a fish to keep up with my dish. Yeah, I can laugh. I'm doing better, Linda, okay? I know I should just have a regimen where I get all cleaned up every day, but I just don't. But maybe I'll be motivated now because I didn't like what I saw either. And I should pay better attention to eating. I need to get into a routine. And one of them is I quit doing my smoothies. If I was doing my smoothies, at least I would get that much nutrition. And then in my smoothies, I had walnuts, and I have walnuts with me. So I have them for my smoothies. And walnuts help fight cancer. Okay? I don't know. The fruit, it says strawberries and blueberries and blackberries. So those particular fruits would be better for me, fighting cancer, and also maybe they have a lower sugar thing. Because fruit, especially in a juice, goes straight to your bloodstream. So you need to pay attention what you put in there. And they're saying, you know, I looked up the definition of a diabetic, and it's saying that it's someone who does not eat a balanced diet. And I'm not sure if diet was the word, balanced meal. So you can eat things together and they will help it not be so bad for your sugar level. I'm not saying that very well, but I think you know what I mean. Okay, I'm headed up this rock and rolly path. There's not an iron rod, but there is a fence. Okay, so I'll use it to help me get up the stairs because it's a little bit steep, and then it's got these potholes, see? And the same thing's happening on the other side, and then in the middle. It is okay, guys. It's okay. They don't think so. Okay. I'll be out of here, path here in a second. However, I am moving pretty slow. It's because of my back. As I tweaked it, I twisted. Unexpectedly twisted because the ground was out from under me. It is true. Having bifocals makes it where you can't see very well because you get both the, whether you're nearsighted or farsighted, you get both in there. And the bifocal clears it up, but then when you go to step off of something, you don't see something, and there you go. You've lost the ground. I'm gonna get out in the street and turn around. Anyway, I know that I am going to lose people over so many things, okay? One being that I believe in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And so it is my responsibility to share it. So there you go. A bunch of people will leave before, because of that. And then there's the fact that I'm a marijuana advocate. I am for marijuana, and I'm for lessening the law. I am for just letting it frickin' be, because Jesus Christ gave it to us when this earth was created. Oh, the evil weed. Oh my God. You people have been brainwashed. And everything that you see that is wrong to do with marijuana is a product of what you guys did. Those in charge, maybe not you guys, But those in charge at the time they ruled that was all propaganda. That was all lies. And we have been robbed. We have been robbed of the rights that we have. We have been robbed of having our time with our children if we were put in prison because of that. There you are, your kids are out there being raised by who knows what. Sometimes they're good people, sometimes they're not. But I hear a lot of foster children go through hell. So it depends on where they're going. You know, you might think they're going into a safe place, but then maybe they're not. I walk around this block. I didn't really see the use in having a smartwatch, but I do for just keeping track of your walking would be nice, because I will go down and put my phone on the charger and then I've left it, and who knows exactly how many steps. And then also I was wondering if it's counting your steps and it's in your purse and you're pushing a cart through Walmart, is it counting those steps or is it not? I haven't done an experiment on it, I'm just saying. Okay, so I'm walking in the middle of the road. That sounds like part of a song too. Maybe that was on Angel with John Travolta, but maybe not. Seems like it's what that woman sang. Okay, my back is tweaked. I don't want to do anything to harm me. And one of the things with that medicine was that, you know what, I'm going to get in my car again. It feels so nice on my back. Oh, okay, if I can get in there, I can't see that well. Black on black, you know. Okay. I do. I need something that records, and this is what it is, it records me. I just have to take the time to go back and make hashtags. It happened the other day too. I was in the middle of titling and doing this and that and the other thing to do it, and it quit typing in the middle, so I had to turn it off and turn it back on. And if you do that too fast, then it puts you right back where you were. But no, titling and giving, I don't know what they're calling it at the moment, description. I need to put a description on what is in my video, but there's so much there. But I did take the time to do one. After I got it loaded, I went back and I think I might have tried to do it all. It's just that might be when it turned off. Because I've had that happen before when you're busy. I'm sorry, I saw a kitty cat. And I looked over at that house with the corn stalks, and then I was out thinking about Halloween. We missed Halloween. I should have went trick-or-treating. I need to go to a place that's got a lot of Halloween candy on sale. See if it's down enough and if they have anything left. Some places will not have anything left. Joe and I, when we were together, we did do that. We paid attention to the day after the holiday so that we could go and load up on candy. We would load up and then we'd have it for a long time, you know. You know what I mean. I hope my hair doesn't go completely gray, but I guess if it does, that's the way it is. Grandma Riggs still had, I mean, she had some gray like I've got, but she had a lot of black. She just wanted it all black. I remember her using that greasing formula every once in a while. I know I said it wrong, but you know what I'm talking about. Any old who, this chair back does feel good. And I need to go and do that. I need to make sure that I do that. I'm going to do several things, but I'm talking about with my my hair. I was thinking about cutting it. But what I need to do is get oil into my scalp and rub it in. And see, now I have the castor oil, I just haven't put it on. What I did, I figured out the third oil that I had in there, and it's coconut oil. Fractionated coconut oil. And I don't know if it's going to say fractionated coconut oil, but it's the one that stays liquid. It has been refined. It had to be refined in order to take that fatty chain away, and I'm not sure how they did that. But the fractionated coconut oil helps to get things into a microscopic level. In other words, so your cells can soak it in. And I have put oil on my breast before, and it just rolled off. There was no getting the medicine in you. And yeah, they take that Rick Simpson oil, and I think people take it different ways. So I was told you need to put it under your tongue till it dissolves. Well, mine was too thick. It ain't going to go dissolving. And then I didn't have teeth to hold in with my tongue. It was quite a thing. And then after trying to take it, just put it in a capsule and put it in it, no. And especially because, okay, this is a difference. I have no gallbladder. Okay, the thing that holds your acids that digest your food. Okay, so you put this black tarry stuff in your stomach. And what they said was the particles, the oil is too thick to get through the tube of the gallbladder and the liver. Okay, and then through an experience, I was putting it in capsules, and I was taking extremely way too much. But Joe had done that, you know, he probably still has his gallbladder, because your gallbladder controls that acid. It stores it, lets it out. I mean, it's a very important thing that they think it isn't that important. They'll just yank it out. Well, I think it is important, okay? But there are enzymes you can get that will help digest your food, so I need to do that. But the point is, after a while of me taking capsules of that, I got really sick. And I threw up. And I know it's a bad subject. But anyway, in my throw up were those capsules. I mean, they were squished, but there was still black stuff in them. It proved to me that I wasn't going to get it in my body, because what I've been told is the medicine, you're going to lose about 80% of the medicine by the time you eat it and it goes through your system and gets digested and all that stuff. You're only going to get about 20% of the medicine. And you're not doing this to get high. You're doing this to cure cancer and other things. But my goal is to cure cancer. And we spent a lot of money creating that. So I think someone who has digestive gases or acids or whatever can digest that Rick Simpson oil. But I had to put it through a different process to where I made it bioavailable. I use that word because I read that word elsewhere. And what it means is you can rub my ointment or my body lotion, because I take a body cream, and mix in my stuff that I've already put through with the fractionated coconut oil and lecithin. Lecithin is an emulsifier. You know, there's this process, okay? This was my brain working and telling me what to do, and maybe God was telling me what to do. But we grew that stuff. Joe had a plant count. Anyway, I have testimony of the things it can do. And for all those people out there, I'm so sorry that you have a stigmatism to do with pot. because it is God's gift to us, and it's a natural medicine. It is not the evil weed. There is a part where, you do get caught up in what would appear to be laziness, okay? And so, yeah, we don't want our kids at their prime getting their life all sucked in by this happiness drug, okay? But if we could just make it reasonable, people, because everybody could be growing it, and you could have lots and lots and lots of dispensaries and grows and help everybody. Because it's not easy to pay bills and put food on the table and take care of, people are working 2 jobs. And sometimes both of them are working 2 jobs, and there's your kids. Who's taking care of them? It's real important who's taking care of your children. And the best way to safeguard them is to be with them, instead of always trying to find a babysitter. Or then you get to the point where you don't need a babysitter, but you do. Those children do not need to be left alone. Okay. I am enjoying my seat. This car has got a lovely seat. What I've got to do is get insurance, and I need to know if any of you guys have an idea of who's good to have. But the thing is, I just need to ask. I'm going to be all over the place. I want insurance that follows me everywhere I go. Same with my medical, and it does. My medical insurance follows me wherever I go. But they don't realize that. I had to fight for that. So I almost got turned down for my surgery and for my cancer deal and all kinds of stuff, because I'm not where I'm supposed to be. And a lot of insurance says you can't go to another place and use that insurance. You have to be in your home area. And then here we are, people getting implants. And I was so shocked when I heard the price of implants. I'm going, you're crazy. And then my friend got hooked up with a friend who knew a guy over in Mexico, where you can get medical things done for a lot cheaper than here. Why do they have to be ripping us off? And especially if, you've got insurance, and I think they just jack up the price so they can get it. So one way or another, somebody's doing a lot of paying. And they do get a great benefit. I mean, I think I saw in one of my surgeries $50,000. I think that's ridiculous. But then again, you need them, right? It just seems to me that everybody can make a fair, decent living without having to rip everybody off. And yes, they went to school, and yes, they got the training, and they know how to do it, and thank God they do. But you know what I'm saying, people. There's a lot more that goes into that picture, that scenario. And the part where Dad had to go to a pain clinic every month because they thought he might be addicted when he was taking the bare minimums. I mean, he could have been just a little bit lower on it, but not much. Like, I don't know if there's 15 and 30, but he was on 30. But he could have been way up to a lot more than that. But it's like, we don't want to get you addicted. Well, when you're at that age and you know what your problems are and they're not getting better, why can't you be a little bit more, what's my words? Because I didn't like what that man said. Compassionate. Empathetic and compassionate. And then also knowing that that's a lot of waste. The insurance companies shouldn't have to be paying for some of these things. And they're not for some things. But he just said if my dad couldn't drive himself to the clinic and go in there, park and go in there and do all the things that they have you do, then he should be in a rest home. And I said, no, that's not how that goes. So I was talking, I just think that somebody in charge or who has influence should fix that. I see why drug addicts that are known as drug addicts and have to go in there because they all went there. I could see why they would need to do that. But when you got somebody who was 88 years old and couldn't feel his feet because of neuropathy, I think that's what they call it, where it's nerve damage. He couldn't feel his feet. So when you can't feel your feet, if you don't have a way to lift them up, it ain't going nowhere. He had a brace that he wore in his shoes, and it would go up to the top of his calf to give him support. And not just that, it would pull up. When he took a step, it would pull up the toe so he didn't stumble. Those people trying to do his therapy didn't know a whole lot of things, did they? Anyway, I'm just glad that he's with Mama. I'm glad that he's happy. I know he is. I see a big old party going on with all kinds of people. And Mom and Dad, their mission, one of their missions was genealogy, putting in records of the people from Ellis Island. So they played a big part in that. And then what? They had another mission, which was in somebody's cove, Martin's Cove, I think. The Martin Handcart Company, traveling across the United States with a handcart. And they ended up in the wintertime where they were at, and so many people died. There were miracles, a lot of miracles there. Mom and Dad would give tours and tell the stuff that happened there. I went up there with Beverly to go see Mom and Dad. Family members went up there, a lot of them did. Nathan's family went. They had pictures taken behind a handcart. I went with Beverly because we kind of lived together. I got to get some air. What I mean is we lived in the same area. We lived in Perryton. And Mom and Dad were up in Wyoming. So I must have took a trip with Beverly up there. Oh, if I find that picture, I'll show you a picture of me and Dad. I don't know who took it. Maybe Mother did. Or maybe Beverly did. But we did go up there and take the tour. Mom and Dad had bought a motorhome specifically for having a place to stay when they were going on missions. That was their intent. So they did their mission in Salt Lake. Instead of a room they could have rented, that would have been a lot nicer. I mean, there is something said for privacy, but you're there. I don't know if she was there, Mom and Dad, in the wintertime or not. But they had, the church had apartments right over close by where they would have gone and done their work. They went for 6 months, I believe. They dedicated their 6 months. I think each one was 6 months. So one was in the countryside in a motorhome, and the other one was in Salt Lake. So they did use it through 2 missions. But you know, we have this great idea about motorhomes. Nathan has mentioned it lately too. You know, this is too much work. Motorhomes are too much work for the older person, especially if he said, and I agree with him totally. He said, my camping is going to be at, you know, the first thing that comes to my mind is Best Western, but, you know, they said the Hilton. We go to the hotel, and we have a bathroom and a hot bath and all that stuff, and we have a nice bed, and, you know, it's not, I don't know what the word would be, but on the low end, it's on the high end, so you can trust the bed you're sleeping in. Trust to not get bugs. Just have luxury, you know, instead of spending all the money that it takes to buy a motorhome. That's a lot of money. So you could take part of that money and go on a vacation and enjoy yourself. Because you find that when you have a motorhome, unless you're living in it, out of necessity, you know, then it's just sitting out there in your driveway. and you're paying to register it, license and registration, and you have to have insurance as a vehicle, okay? So there are things that are a drawback. Insurance, all these things. When if you have a trailer you can pull behind your car or truck, then you don't have to, you might have to license and register that trailer, but as far as insurance goes, it goes with the insurance you have on your vehicle. So there you cut out a big bill right there. And I don't know about a lot of people, you know. Some people are insurance poor. I don't do that. But I would like to live a life that's better than what I have lived. But sometimes it's just a matter of choice. And then you learn lessons along the way, like the motorhome. Trailer is a lot easier. You can pull up to your destination, drop it off, and then you've still got a vehicle. However, that was in the old days before gas went rampant. I don't know how people buy these things and go out and drive these things. And then you look at all the driving, all the people. Then you look at all them airplanes in the sky. Like, oh my. And then you look at war. Every missile, every plane, everything. Who's paying for it, people? They don't do it out of a courtesy. Someone is racking up a bill. And then not just racking up a bill, but they're racking up our children's lives. You can't put money on that. Some of these wars have been baloney. Putting people through misery over nothing. Especially if they were anything to do with drugs. And what about protecting our own country? So much money spent on the whole world and not us. So I guess I'll stop about that. It's time for me to go find something to eat. I am addicted to my little videos. You know what I started to say is that video I did yesterday, I really did think maybe I'd just take it off there. But there was some special stuff in there. So please just overlook how I look sometimes. When my hair starts getting a little bit dirty, see how fuzzy it is? When it starts getting a little bit dirty, then I'm going to do another oil treatment. Right now my hair is clean. And it'll look, I like it as it gets a little bit of oil in it and doesn't be so fuzzy. And I am thinking about cutting it. Just, you know, give it less. It's ragged on the ends anyway. I want to go drive my little car. Oh, I guess I better shut that door. Okay, I can see that I need to shut the door, but I did just open it. When I opened the door, a light came on to tell me that the door's open. This is a sweet little car. I really, really love it. Even if I haven't driven it much. I drove myself to my doctor's appointment. And then I've just driven it around the parking lot. And there's another kitty. Yes, meow, meow. I can't love him. I'm sorry, baby. I know you've got a house. There's another one over by my car. They're just loving on the car. Or maybe they just knew I was in there and came to love on me. It's your thing. Do what you want to do. I don't think the children are home yet, but they'll probably be home soon. My point is, if they're not home soon, I'm going to look at the clock. And then I will decide where I'm going. Oh, I'm a mess. I do need to have some nutrition. And it's best if I do that before they get here so I can have their space. Let's see, what did I do? Okay. Now what I was going to do is that reading, but I found that I had a really hard time. And too hard because I'm going to go on there and do a bunch more stumbling. So my advice is to take the introduction, desire to learn more about it, and go listen to the rest. I stopped. I was going to be starting at verse 27. And that was Moroni. So it's going to be interesting. I don't know if I can, I wonder if I can pull it up. See, so I read part of that to you. And then I decided I didn't like that. Let's see if I can look it up over here and add it to this one. But I just couldn't see it either. And my eyes feel funky doodles. Okay. Okay. I do need to eat. Okay, so what am I doing? I need to look up the app. Not Gospel Doctrine, excuse me. Gospel Library. Gospel Library is the name of the app. Just click on there and install it. Then you can have all the scriptures read to you if you want. You can read along with it. But they can pronounce the words. They don't, I'm sure they don't stumble like I do. So what was I doing? Okay, let's do that. I need to go do that. It's your time. Do what you want to do. Okay, please work, people. There's the library there. There it is. Okay, so what was I going to look up? Okay, I was in the Pearl of Great Price. I got my glasses off. Okay, Pearl of Great Price. And it was Joseph Smith history. And see, if you're following with me, if you have the app already, you can just click on the books. And then it'll pop up and it'll have all these things. Okay, so I'm at the beginning because I'm on a different device. Because I think a lot of times it'll keep track of right where you ended, too. Okay, I'm going to have to do some... that. Take my shades off. And put the glasses back on. And then let's see, look it up. I'm getting a lot of gray hair, I think. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to go to verse 27. I'm getting dizzy. I'm almost there. Okay. There's a synopsis right before. At least I'm reading off of something bigger, too. Okay. Do I have a copy over there? That's exactly what I do not need. I think I could have something over there. Maybe a hot dog bun with butter. I just need something. There's also peanut butter over there. I see that she's got the honey in hot water so it can dissolve. That's a better thing to do because you melt the plastic. You know that the honey is in. You need a jar. Okay, let's see. All right, well, I've got to, I want to go get something. And then I'm going to come back and try to read that to you because it's actually big where I can see it. My eyes were doing a double vision thing. Double vision. Okay, I'm going to put you right. Will that work? I don't know. I do know that I need to quit flipping my hair with my head because of my neck. One of these times I might just snap my neck off. That didn't sound good, did it? You know what? Okay, I don't want that. I can't have that. Yes, I can. I can have that with butter. Now butter, I guess that's a controversial thing. I thought it was a good fat. Still think it is. And dairy depends on who's raising those cows and how they're being treated and what they're being injected with and all kinds of stuff. They get all these hormones injected into them. Looks like they're doing to me. Bad people. Okay, now I need to find the butter. Butter. I left you for a second. I need to do something. Wonder if that's I have the asparagus in there, I think she said. Yeah, we were gone for a week and a half or maybe a little bit more. And so they were missing their mama around here. Yes, they had their dad. I just wonder sometimes it's not the same. But there are good things. So anyway, part of it, you know, is eating out, having leftovers. So there was stuff in the fridge. Just have to find out what it is and eat it, unless it's too old. But this will help me not feel so weak. I guess the word would be weak. Ouch, I'm getting a little pain in my head, and I thought I would get away with not having a bandana on. So please excuse me. That'll help. I know. Lick the knife. No one else is going to come along and use it. That's good. I'm really enjoying that. It says churned in Kansas. Country crock. How can it be 0 carbohydrate? It says, we start with farm ground ingredients, slow churned in Kansas. Bring a taste of the country to your table. Pretty neato. See, I don't really want to eat in front of you, even though I'm doing it. But this is really super good. Let's see. Kids will be here soon. Oh. But I don't think I can go through this soon. You can't help it, I'm sorry. I don't have that long left. Okay. Okay, there it is. Okay, so this is the end of the coffee. I know. My tongue is all over the place, huh? Well, I hate to take her asparagus because I know she loves it. But I also don't want it to sit in there and go to waste when I could eat it. You know what I'm saying? Because I do that. I don't want to take it unless it's going to go to waste. Especially if it's something they like. Because it's not that easy to pay for everything. There we go. It would be better if I could do that while I'm in here. But I don't have much time before they'll be back. Let's see. All right, I'm going to do my best to see where we get to, okay? This is verses 27 through 54. Excuse me. It says, Moroni appeared to Joseph Smith. Joseph's name is to be known for good and evil among all nations. Moroni tells him of the Book of Mormon and of the coming judgments of the Lord, and quotes many scriptures. The hiding place of the gold plates is revealed. Moroni continues to instruct the prophet. Verses 27 through 54. And this dog is getting antsy like there's somebody outside. So I'll have to probably let go of it, because I don't know. Okay, I don't even know that I want to read it, but that's where it starts. Verse 27 comes after what I just read, okay? I don't want to read it. It's just too hard for my little brain. However, I do want to read it. My goodness, I think somebody's here, which must mean everybody's here. So I think what I'm going to do, yeah, it's over an hour. I should just close, and maybe I'll come back and read that. Okay? Love you guys. Hope you enjoyed the walk. Yeah, my glasses are all over the place. Take care.